Donald Trump. The Age of Aquarius. Just a disclaimer here. I don't believe in any of this witchcraft. I got this image and title from some New Age believers' website. I don't believe in any New Age movement philosophies. They claim to be New Age beliefs, but we as discerning Hebrews and Christians know that these vain philosophies that pagans subscribe to are nothing new under the sun. An excerpt from the New Age website. After years of planning and transition from the Piscean Age, the New Age movement into the Age of Aquarius is here. With Jupiter's exact alignment with Saturn in Aquarius, society will start to evolve in earnest toward new ideals, new hopes and dreams. These changes reflect Aquarian energies, symbolized in part by this seeing eye image of the Helix Nebula in the constellation Aquarius. Dateline: Earth. December 21, 2020. Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in Aquarius. Let light and hope abide in humanity. Despite outward appearances to the contrary, the promised New Age, the Golden Age, the Age of Aquarius, is here. For it has been ordained that, after many trials and long and slow development, humanity would enter a time of rapid change and profound evolution on all planes. This tumultuous period indeed arrived, and in recent years its effects grew in number and intensity. Throughout this era, spiritual seeds planted centuries ago, and even eons ago, have found fertile soil and germinated. In human hearts across our globe, a great flowering has begun, and now is ready to manifest on the material plane. Now, the time so many have imagined and planned for is at hand. For humanity stands ready to complete its shift from the Pisces Age to the Aquarius Age. In living the highest and noblest expression of Aquarian energies, we will enjoy the Great Awakening that will create a new golden age of peace, wisdom, and true harmony. I retrieved this image from a website about the Age of Aquarius, which seemed to be big during the hippie movement of the 1970s. The Age of Aquarius was also known as the Age of Nonconformity. Hippies loved smoking pot, doing LSD and other drugs, experimenting, being promiscuous, listening to rock and roll music, advocating for world peace, and preaching about ending wars and living a minimalist lifestyle. One against materialism and violence. Pay attention to Melania Trump's entrance song.
We're not sure why they picked this song. For Melania Trump's entrance, this astrological Taurus flashed a peace sign. Someone tweeted, "This is the dawning of something, but don't know about Aquarius." Melania accepted love from the audience.
Thank you.
I'm going to play the video twice, once without any captions, and the second time with captions.
You know, we used to have the Age of Aquarius. Everyone thought that was a big drug age. That was nothing compared to this, believe me. We used to have the Age of Aquarius. Everyone thought that was a big drug age. That was nothing compared to this, believe me.
Be mindful of the predictive programming about the Age of Aquarius in The Simpsons TV show, Season 3, Episode 16.
This is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius.
Marge, come here.
Name me one person who's gotten rich by doing yo-yo tricks.
Donald Trump? No. Arnold Palmer? No. Bill Cosby? No.
Born Alice Latrobe Bateman on June 16, 1880, in Manchester, England. Alice passed away on December 15, 1949, at the age of 69, in New York City, America. She was an esoteric author, once divorced, twice married, and had 3 children. But the Theosophical Society. Bailey discovered the Theosophical Society and the work of Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. The Theosophical Society states that Bailey became involved in 1917. Theosophist Joy Mills states that in 1918 she became a member of the esoteric section of the society. Theosophist Bruce F. Campbell notes. She quickly rose to a position of influence in the American section of the Adyar Society, moving to its headquarters at Crotona in Hollywood. She became editor of its magazine, The Messenger, and member of the committee responsible for Crotona. In 1919, Foster Bailey, who was to be her second husband, became national secretary of the Theosophical Society. They married in 1921. The Theosophist published the first few chapters of her first work, Initiation, Human and Solar, but then stopped for reasons Bailey called theosophical jealousy and reactionary attitude. Bailey objected to the neo-theosophy of Annie Besant and worked with Foster Bailey to gain more power in the American section. According to the Theosophist Josephine Maria Davies Ransom, she became part of a progressive Back to Blavatsky movement, led mainly by Mr. and Mrs. Foster Bailey. She outlined her vision for the esoteric section of the Theosophical Society. However, her efforts to influence the society failed, and she and her husband were dismissed from their positions. According to historian of religion Olav Hammer, Bailey's early writings of communications with the Tibetan were well received within the society. But society president Annie Besant questioned Bailey's claims of communications with the Tibetan and allowed the Baileys to be expelled from the organization. According to Bailey, she had come to see the society as authoritarian and involved with lower psychic phenomena. The Theosophical Society's seal incorporated the swastika, Star of David, Ankh, Om, and Ouroboros symbols. Founder of the Lucis Trust. Alison Foster Bailey founded the Lucis Trust in 1922. Its activities include the Arcane School, World Goodwill, Triangles, a quarterly magazine called The Beacon, and a publishing company primarily intended to publish Bailey's many books. The Arcane School gives instruction and guidance in meditation, via correspondence, based on the ideas in Bailey's books. World Goodwill is intended to promote better human relations through goodwill, which they define as love in action. That action included support of the United Nations. The triangles are groups of 3 people who agree to link up in thought each day and to meditate on right human relations, visualizing light and love pouring into human minds and hearts, followed by the use of the Great Invocation. It is not necessary for each person to link in thought at the same time each day and need only take a few moments of time. Alison Foster Bailey founded Lucifer Publishing Company. Lucifer and Lucis come from the same word root, lucis being the Latin genitive case meaning of light. After the first 2 or 3 years, the name was changed to Lucis Publishing Company. The Theosophical Society also used the name Lucifer for its early magazine. In 1923, with the help of Foster Bailey, Alice Bailey founded the Arcane School, which is part of Lucis Trust. This school provides educational correspondence, meditation instruction, and guided study based on her writings. Bailey continued to work up to the time of her death in 1949. Though Bailey's writings differ in some respects to the Theosophy of Madame Blavatsky, they have much in common with it. She wrote on religious themes, including Christianity, though her writings are fundamentally different from many aspects of Christianity or other Orthodox religions. Her vision of a unified society included a global spirit of religion, different from traditional religious forms, and including the concept of the Age of Aquarius. Here are some images that I retrieved from the Lucis Trust website. Let's revisit Donald Trump's New York City Trump Tower penthouse suite and re-examine some Greco-Roman pagan deities. In a video that I made on January 24, 2021, I thoroughly examined the portrait of Apollo in his chariot preceded by Aurora, the portrait that hangs above the fireplace mantel. I also examined the ceiling mural of Apollo in Donald's New York City Trump Tower penthouse suite. Trump believes he is the living embodiment of the Greco-Roman god Apollo, who is the god of plagues, healing, light, music, oracles, archery, poetry, and much more. Trump dyes his wig blonde and spray tans his face orange. Trump has a radiating sunburst mirror directly across from his executive chair in the Apprentice television show boardroom that's in Trump Tower. Remember when Donald placed his filthy hands on that glass orb during his trip to Saudi Arabia? I also mentioned how Trump's entire penthouse suite is decorated in gold, other precious metals, and precious gemstones. This is all biblical, my brothers and sisters. Again, you can notice the Greco-Roman god Apollo riding in his quadriga across the heavens on the ceiling mural in Donald Trump's New York City penthouse suite. Daniel 11, verse 38. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold, and silver, and with precious stones, and pleasant things. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces equals Mars, the Roman god of war, who is essentially Satan. Satan was a murderer and a liar from the beginning. Read John 8, verse 44. And a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things equals Apollo, the Greco-Roman god of light, plagues, oracles, healing, archery, etc. Apollo in his chariot preceded by Aurora. Phosphorus is one of the aster planeta, specifically the god of the planet Venus and its appearance as the morning star. Another Greek name for the morning star is Heosphorus, meaning the dawn bringer. The form Heosphorus is sometimes met in English. As an adjective, the Greek word is applied in the sense of light bringing to, for instance, the dawn, the god Dionysus, pine torches, the day, and in the sense of torch bearing as an epithet of several gods and goddesses, especially of Hecate, but also of Artemis, Diana and Hephaestus. Objectively, Venus is the light bringer in the northern hemisphere, as she appears most brightly in the sky in December, optical illusion due to days being shorter there at that time. The most regular appearance of the planet signaled a beginning of rebirth phase, where the days would get longer and winter would end. In Greek mythology, Hesiod calls Phosphorus a son of Astrius, meaning dusk, and Eosh, meaning dawn, but others say of Cephalus and Eosh, or of Atlas. Lucifer in Latin, and Phosphorus in Greek. Ancient Greek predates Latin. Thought to be the son of the Greek goddess Eosh, the goddess of dawn. Aurora is the younger Roman equivalent of the Greek goddess Eosh. The Aquarius and Phosphorus, Lucifer in Latin, connection. Do you notice how Phosphorus is pouring water from a huge watering vase or pot? Just like what's being shown in the Aquarius image. Check out the Greek vases that rest on Donald Trump's fireplace mantle. Dawn is the first appearance of light in the morning followed by sunrise. Aurora is the Latin word for dawn, and the goddess of dawn in Roman mythology and Latin poetry. Like Greek Eosh and Rigvedic Ushas, Aurora continues the name of an earlier Indo-European dawn goddess, Hossos. Eosh is the older Greek equivalent of the Roman goddess Aurora. The Aurora-Phosphorus connection equals the dawn of Lucifer. The Aurora-Apollo connection equals the dawn of Apollo. The age of Aquarius and Donald John Trump's Abraham Accords. As previously stated, Trump often gets his face spray tan because he believes he radiates light and is the living embodiment of the Greco-Roman god Apollo. Trump radiates a false Luciferian light. He's also brokered a false peace deal between Israel, America, Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Sudan, and Morocco. Lucifer, Don Trump, Apollo.